Amnesty International accuses Nigerian government of attempts to cover up Lekki shooting. The rights group Amnesty International has demanded that the federal government of Nigeria stop its move to cover up the Lekki tollgate shootings, which took place last Tuesday. In a statement issued on Wednesday by its country director, Osai Ogiho, AI said that what happened at Lekki tollgate had all the traits of the Nigerian authorities' pattern of a cover-up when their defense and security forces commit unlawful killings. The rights organization also revealed that it has released a new timeline investigating the attack that occurred in Lagos on the 20th of October, which collected photographs and video footage to confirm that Nigerian army vehicles left Bonny Camp at 6:29 p.m. The full statement by the group reads thus in full. What happened at Lekki tollgate has all the traits of the Nigerian authorities' pattern of a cover-up when their defense and security commit unlawful killings. 1 week on, the Nigerian authorities still have many questions to answer. Who ordered the use of lethal force on peaceful protesters? Why were CCTV cameras on the scene dismantled in advance? Who ordered the electricity being turned off minutes before the military opened fire on protesters? The initial denials of the involvement of the soldiers in the shooting was followed by the shameful denial of the loss of lives as the result of the military's attack against the protesters. Many people are still missing since the day of the incident, and credible evidence shows that the military prevented ambulances from reaching the severely injured in the aftermath, it added. Amnesty International told Nigerian authorities to bring justice to those behind the shooting and to protect those who were exercising their right to freedom of assembly. That is absolutely true, and it is good that Amnesty International, although it's not like it's a group, they don't really have any power, they're sort of biased and like on international grounds, but for them, for an international body to say and actually prove or support the ongoing notion that the Nigerian government have been covering up they have patterns of covering up their killings, it shows that Nigerians are not crazy. They're not just saying things just because they want to say it. Because obviously, it's sad that we've gotten to this point where the voice of Nigerians are not even, taken seriously. It has to be from an international body to say the things that we've been saying for it to be justified. It's unfortunate we've gotten to that point, but it needs to happen basically. And yes, and it's really embarrassing because the way they're trying to cover it up, it shows that, do you guys even know what you're doing? And I feel like in the way that there's so many inconsistencies in covering this up, it shows how they've been reading the population for a long time and they know the strings to pull in terms of forecasting what the reaction of the public would be like. And at this point, they did not expect such an uprising, and so everyone's moving crazy. Well, the first opinion here says, Amnesty, there are many riots, protests, and killings happening in many parts of the world. But when it comes to Nigeria, you gather all your resources for information in the name of human rights. But the thing is, this person is just not making sense, okay? Why can't they do that? Because at the end of the day, in our own country, our voices are not being listened to. So we have to call for international help. That's it. They might not actually exactly like just take over the government and put certain things in place. But at the end of the day, it's a shame. But then our voices just don't matter at the end of the day, basically. Someone says, I haven't seen the report of Amnesty International on the monumental killing and destruction police stations property. Are we saying the police have no fundamental human rights? It shall not be well with that useless and biased organization called Amnesty International. The thing is, at the end of the day, the truth is we can't trust any organization or body, because one way or the other, they are probably in connection with the Nigerian government and we don't know the full extent of how genuine that they are. But the thing and the fact is that everyone knows that it is clear. They're making clear facts. They are making clear facts, and you can't deny it because everyone can see it. We have proof online, so there's really nothing that makes sense from what you're saying. At the end of the day, we're not saying that they are saviors, but if anything, them making this kind of statement and actually, in support of the Nigerian people, it goes a long way in terms of influencing these powers and telling that you can't gaslight your citizens anymore because all the international community is actually watching you. And that is it. Another person says, to help with this useless amnesty, they want to see Nigeria in total mess and God will not allow it to happen. Why didn't they accuse the criminals of vandalizing government property? What? At the end of the day, they're basically, okay, we have to use common sense in this. They're basically saying that the Nigerian government, there have been patterns of them trying to cover up the killings. They're basically saying that the government has been gaslighting the citizens because Sanwo-Olu came out and said that there were no injuries, and the fact was that electricity was put off, the cameras were taken off in advance, and there are pictures and evidence of that online. So what is your point? That's the thing. Vandalizing property, the thing is they want to frame the protesters because for weeks, or actually for a week and like about 2 days, the protests were very, very peaceful. Nothing happened, nothing, there was no chaos. But the thing is, I don't understand how you talk about vandalizing government property when they basically hire thugs, the government hire thugs to hijack the protest and frame the protesters to make them seem like they're the ones who are moving mad. Someone says, this Amnesty International are very stupid. I was like, why are they stupid? Because, nah. The present Nigerian government is kill and cover. The killing of unarmed citizens is like gaming for this government and the army. And that is the thing. I think they're so confident because they know that they're going to get away with it. That is the thing. And I feel like we need to get these people out of government because there are people who have been leading this country or been in power since they were 25 and have refused to retire. Like, go. We don't want you. Buhari is young every day because he's the president of Nigeria and he's the commander-in-chief. I wish him success in every area of his endeavors, wisdom and knowledge to do the needful. I think this person is being sarcastic. No matter what has happened during the protest, the federal government has no right to kill unarmed citizens that are having a peaceful protest, and now they want to attempt to cover it up. They can't. And I feel like that's the thing with social media. I think right now the government has not been used to a population that has been very active on social media in terms of like the pace at which news spreads really fast, and the downside is that false news can spread. But the fact is we have evidence of them removing the CCTV cameras and the lights went off, the cell towers were off as well, and that's basically what it is. Another person says, come to our rescue, a lot of evil are being covered by this government. The fact is they can only make statements. That's the only thing they can do. I feel like we are the ones that we have to save ourselves. I don't think any other party or any other group will do it for us. We basically have to just come together and change everything by ourselves. It's going to take time. It's not going to take like a 2-day thing. It doesn't happen like that. Well, put what you think about this. Do you think Amnesty International has, a right to give their opinion on the Nigerian government and the Lekki massacre? Put what you think in the comment section and do not forget to like and